learned a lot about chemotherapy in the last 4 sessions that I've had. I have 2 more to go for breast cancer that I was diagnosed with 5 months ago. One of the most important things I learned was to keep a journal, and lots of people told me to do this, and I was very slow to start doing this. Now I've taken more notes. It's been easier to look back and reference what worked and what didn't work. And I'm not talking about like a full-on journal or any essay or anything, all scrawls. Just like what worked, numbers of my blood pressure, but you get the picture when you look back at them and you remember, oh, this worked for me. I craved ice cream, but that's not what I should have been doing. The second time I had diarrhea, stuff like that can be really helpful. Take advantage of my chart and call in your doctor's office. Every time I complained about a symptom, next appointment, all my providers told me, why didn't you call? Did you go to the urgent care? Did you do this or that? And I think I need to remember that more. Share the notes with your caretaker and make notes of stuff that works for you. And it's important to let your caretaker know too. I found out the last round that I couldn't articulate what I was feeling to my boyfriend. That really delayed some of the care that he was able to help me with because he didn't know what I needed. And I didn't know what I needed because you're too sick to realize it. So making notes and doing a shared note where you could write down symptoms in advance or contact numbers in advance would be really helpful if you have someone helping you, just even for yourself to look at when you're in the worst condition. Hydration is still key, but I learned a lot about electrolytes. I love to drink water and I have no problem drinking water, but if you don't drink enough electrolytes or salt, the water doesn't bind to your system and the water's flushing out your electrolytes. Ice cream, coffee gives you a temporary burst of energy, but really you want something a little salty or an electrolyte packet. Gatorade is really helpful to mix it. And if you don't like any of those flavors like I do, coconut water. So just prepare yourself in advance for that. I feel like with the steroids the first few days, I just want to push through. Everyone's experience with chemo and recovery is so different. I am somebody who is constantly trying to be on the go and prove to myself that I can do more. This is not the time for that. You've got to rest. So my priority this time is resting more. Delegate some tasks. It's very hard for some of us to ask for help. And when people ask for help, like my cousin did last week, I just said, no, I'm good. That's not true. Let people help you. Finally reached out to my friend who had been offering help to call around for services for me. And I finally took her up on that yesterday. And I'm finally thinking about scheduling my FMLA to take time off from work towards the end of this. Sometimes you just really can't do it on your own. And this is a time when you really need to rest. Remember, you got this. You don't have to be a fucking bad bitch every single day. You can be a bad bitch from your bed.